Happy Sunday. I am DeeCee. Hey, Avery. We're going to be reviewing episodes 9 and 10. Sorry, my recycling bag's right here. Hey, Sky. Long time no see. We're going to be popping in the podcast, and this is something I have been doing for... I don't know. Well, we've done 10. We're going to be on episode 10 today, at the end of today. That's the best, Avery. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen from my iPad because we are going to see if this works. I've never done Jessie Lee's podcast through Streamlabs. So we're going to see how it works, how it goes. Yep. Oh, no, my headphones. Hold on. I need to swap out my headphones. Womp womp. Hold on. Oh, fiddlesticks. I need like a little transmission error response video. Yeah, let's turn this on for a second so I don't see my messy room. I know the stars make people sick. I need to swap out my headphones. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I'm just swapping out my headphones because I wear them to sleep at night. And I didn't charge them. So I was like, I'm just going to see. And I also went live at like 3 in the morning today. Hi, Tanya. Sorry if it's loud. I have my window unit going on. Technical difficulties. I would have done this before the stream, but I thought my headphones would last. That's okay. Testing. Good. Okay. And other headphone, earphone. Just trying to give my ears a break because when I drank the Energize on live yesterday, I had kind of a smidgen of an allergic reaction, so my ears were really hurting. But this is fine. This is just a short live react. Okay. Hurrah. Okay, next we're going to put my iPad up. We're going to listen to Spotify. And we're going to see if we can have Spotify have music and have Jessie Lee, because I think we need some chill vibes today. Are we playing? We're not. Can y'all hear that? Okay. It's just supposed to be low and chill. They're a little better, but they're not. I was hoping I could wear my around ear headphones for the stream today, but since they died. Let's see. That's a little loud. That's a little aggressive, StreamYard. Not StreamYard. Spotify. All right. So here we go. We're going to share my screen. Whoops. And we're going to add it. And we need to figure out, I think we need to figure out something in terms of, let's turn us sideways. Can we turn sideways? Oh, dang it. Close. To maybe look at instead of listening to just watching the stream deal. Let's see. I'm a little anxious about streaming today because of all of the stuff that kind of went down. And it wasn't a lot. It's like very small compared to all the stuff that other creators have experienced. I just have never experienced it before, so I was like, I'm nervous. Let's see. Spotify. I may have to turn. I turned off one of my fans. Okay. Let me go ahead and add this. Or not. I hear something in the background. Is it the music? Thank you to whoever just subscribed. I binged. And I all can't hear it because I don't have it connected to the sound. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. Be loyal to your dang self. Let's see. 8, 9. Alright, now we need to add this to the stream. Can I make it smaller? A little bit. Alright, we're going to put her over here. And we're going to add a source. It's going to be... Hope y'all are doing great today. It is a chill Sunday here. Window capture. Nope. Is it a window capture? Let's see. New. iPad. Add source. We want it to be... Is it this one? Alright. I am working on a new brand layout. I'm just changing up a few things. It is in the mix. I'm behind on my actual work. Avery, I will add you to my close friends thing on Instagram so you can see. It was just a whole thing. Hi, Amber. Let me know if y'all can hear this sound. I'll play it for 10 seconds. I will stop it. Let me know if you can hear it. Oh. I can't hear anything that well. Hold on. Dang. Why can't I hear anything? Can I turn it up? I've never... Tanya, I think I might need to. I kind of got blocked by Instagram from adding too many people who wanted to be on their close friends. So I was trying to go back this morning and add more people. Yeah, okay, we're yeeting this idea. Okay, delete. She doesn't ever use a microphone, so I've, again, just... Alright. Oops. We're gonna do Spotify from my computer, and we're just gonna roll with it. Add source. Please, Spotify. Done. Alright, we'll try this. This is from my computer. And we are going to close this out. And we're going to go to... We're on episode 9. I'm going to turn this down. We're going to start over. Oh, come on. Nope.
Hello, everybody. What's going on?
That's her sound. She normally is not this quiet. Oh, I know it's wrong. Stop it. I know it's wrong. Sorry. Dang it. Sorry. Why am I so dumb? Is it this one? We're
Hello, everybody. What's going on? It's Jessie Lee. You can also call me Boss Lee or the People's Mentor, and I'm super excited to talk to you today about how it is not too late for you to change your life. So, before we get into that, I'd like to...
Is that better for you? Hi, Jennifer. Cool, Tanya. Enjoy the water for us. I saw a couple of other creators on Insta hint at what happened, and imagine going hard for a misogynist like that and not realizing you're acting like a cult minion. Yeah, I don't know. I'm scared to even say anything about it. Okay. Great. Great. All right. Yeah, if y'all are not in my close friends, just send me a DM and I will add you, because I'm just trying to keep some, I want to be able to talk about it a little bit, but not have it for the whole world to see. So
give a shout out to the fan of the podcast, and that is Jenna Lynn M. All she did was go on iTunes. She gave this podcast a 5-star rating and she wrote a review. And so I want to go ahead and read you the review. If you want to shout out and you want to be publicized, make sure you, as soon as you're done here, jump off, rate the podcast 5 stars, give yourself a review, share with a friend. My favorite thing you guys are doing actually is I love that you've been screenshotting it and putting it in your Instagram, Facebook stories, all over the place.
I mean, this is a good marketing strategy for her to talk about who's giving her a 5-star review. And again, at the time, back in 2018, she was paying people, and other podcasters do this. So it's not just Jessie Lee Ward. They will pay for people to review, and then they'll draw a name, or they'll pick the review they like the best, and they'll give them $50 or $100 or $500. And I'm not sure, I don't remember how much it was at the time. But again, lots of other podcasters do it. I don't want to paint a picture that Jessie Lee Ward is the one that is only doing this, and I have a point of contention with that. I don't. Center. Vertical. There we go. Okay. We're good now, I think. And I'm going to try to find something more dynamic to look at than just listening to the Spotify like this.
And tagging me. I love seeing that. You guys rock my world. And so thank you so much. So if the podcast is giving you value, that is all I ask you to do, is just share with some friends. So Jenna Lynn M's review says, listen up, with 3 clapping hands. She says, Jessie Lee is amazing. I have listened to all her podcasts, watched numerous videos from her, and read probably all of, but certainly many of her posts. Her energy is infectious. Her drive is unparalleled. Her love sets everyone on fuego. I'm not in business with her, but she fires me up. These episodes will help you evaluate your life, business, happiness, and stressors. If you want to break up with your negative energy, turn her on. #BossLee, #Feel the Love, #Vibe Higher. Thanks so much, Jenna Lynn M. You rock, and you are the fan of the podcast. Thank you so much. So tonight I want to talk to you about getting started, and I think this is really appropriate because obviously now we're quite a few episodes into the podcast, but we are still brand new, and I think it's important to talk about that because I think a lot of you are sitting at home right now, or sitting in your car right now, or sitting in the gym right now, or sitting in the bath right now, or sitting on a couch right now, sitting somewhere thinking that life is already passing you by, or you're thinking, oh my gosh, like I missed the window, I missed my opportunity. You're doing.
So here's the description of her episode before we get too far into this, because it's basically a chunk. It's a quarter of the way done. She said, do you ever feel like everybody's already taken your ideas and it's too late for you to get started? Learn how this is so untrue on this episode of The People's Mentor. I get the idea of doing an intro. I obviously have plenty of technical difficulties. I really don't have a leg to stand on, and being critical of... Oh, dang it. I'm moving my camera. Hold on. Smidge. You moving it? Sorry. I do have some reading comprehension issues. Sometimes it takes a lot for me to like reread it or understand it. And for listening is the same way. I do not learn purely from an auditory that's not my strength. I learn by doing, I learn by watching. And when things like this aren't super clear, it's harder for me to follow. And yeah, do you want to make it easy for someone like me to follow? Probably not, because I'm not your target market. And I'm critiquing, your stuff online. I get that. Cool. Welcome back, Tanya. None of what JL says makes me reevaluate my life. Yeah, and again, it is interesting because it seems like she does have a lot of fans, or she makes it seem like she has a lot of fans. Same with, you know, the other people that I'm reviewing. I'm reviewing Ashley Molsted's podcast. I'm reviewing, you know, I wasn't going to review Dominic Izzo's podcast. I did one episode, and I'm still evaluating whether I'm going to review his stuff. Because, but again, I don't know. I'm still deciding on that. I think one of his additional people left me 3 or 4 comments on his video, and I responded to a couple of them, but it's just like the weighing of the hassle of actually talking to someone who has legitimate feedback. I'm open to it. I truly am open to it. So Sky said her constant repeating of certain words, like whatever right now over and over again, just gets on my nerves. I hope she doesn't speak like that in her day-to-day. Yeah, I don't know. And again, apparently she's getting paid to speak on stages, and I think that this was back in 2018. Maybe she's gotten better at not doing that. Maybe this is supposed to be a more casual conversation on her podcast. I'm trying to, obviously I'm here to critique. And the reason that we started looking at her podcast was because it so strongly contradicted her positioning of what she is saying in 2022, and refuting what she is saying with her own words, I think is one of the better ways to address something, because while one, it's my opinion, 2, we're also introducing what she has said, what she believes on her own podcast. So I do see value in that. Yeah, agree, Melissa.
That little, you know, self-deprecating garbaggio that everyone needs to stop doing, because it's never too late. So y'all know how I am. I like story time. So story time. Yeah, I've never joined a business probably with perfect timing. Okay, but it hasn't affected me. I've gotten to the top of every business I've ever done. It has not mattered. And so let me kind of explain it like this, because I'll be able to show you what I mean. So my first business I joined was a direct sales company. You can't find them anymore because they went out of business. Okay, but I joined in
Melissa and Tanya. Melissa, I just requested to follow you on Instagram, and if you accept that, I can add you to the close friends. And then Tanya, I just added you.
2011, and I thought it was perfect timing because, I don't know, I was 22 and I wanted to make money. I didn't care about the business structure. I didn't think to ask if it was a debt-free company. I didn't think to ask if the CEO was a nut job, which in my opinion, she's about as psychotic as they come. You got to throw that in my opinion thing. By the way, it'll keep you, it'll keep you on the up and up in the courts. All right. But anyway, she's crazy.
It doesn't really balance out for you to say it's in my opinion and then say something like, oh, she's crazy. It doesn't, I'm not a lawyer, but it doesn't, you can't just throw things on the end when you are pressing your ideas as fact. And I'm not perfect at it. I know I'm not. I'm a newer creator. I've only been doing this for a couple months now, maybe 3 months. And it does seem like there needs to be additional reminders that this is my opinion. I think this. I believe this, and that, and my belief in my opinion doesn't necessarily make it fact. I do see value again in comparing what she has said in her podcast with what she says today.
My opinion. But anyhow, I joined this business not knowing that the company itself had been absolutely landsliding for years. Had no idea. Okay. I didn't know. I just came in and I got to work. I was, crushing everything. Rookie of the year, recruiting monster, sales monster, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, sorry. I'm done. So the reason for my live streams when I'm by myself is that I wanted to have the chat on the screen is because when you're on your phone, sometimes it's more enjoyable to watch it landscape, but you still want to be able to see the chat. And also when I'm listening to her, I do want to be able to highlight and show what y'all are saying on the screen. So it was a little bit of a fit to do that, and I just need to change the color because I don't like it, but that's okay.
Fastest growing team, thought we were in full bloom momentum. And the only reason I started questioning anything was because a lot of the older people, older leaders were saying, oh, Jessie Lee, you kind of missed it when it was good. We used to have all these special incentives, and we used to take all these trips, and we used to get all these winnings, and we And I was like, dang, that sounds kind of nice. Maybe, well. Long story short, company went out of business, went bankrupt. We were acquired, and same thing. 20 years in a company, right? 20 years in a company, not the best time to join a new company. You know, if you've got that whole like, oh, starting a new business at the very beginning of startup and launching is the best timing ever. If you're like one of those people. 20 years in business, we were acquired by another company, same product line, generally speaking, whatever. Same issues, psychotic CEO, in my opinion, whatever.
Wow.
Same thing, right? Didn't matter. I shot to the top, you know, senior board of directors, blah, 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 23, 24 years old, destroyed it. Didn't matter what anyone else was doing. I had blinders on, guys. If you tried to recruit me into something, I'd be like, girl, boy, I'm unrecruitable. I would literally say that all the time. I'm a lifer. Yeah, as soon as somebody tells you they're a lifer in something, man, they're about as recruitable as they come. Anyway, joined...
I think that's pretty funny because of all the Monate stuff with their people. Oh, my ears. All of the Monate stuff with being a lifer. I think that's pretty interesting. Pretty telling.
Quit that. Stop the whole party plan thing, right? Went into network marketing for my first time ever. Joined a company that was doing $200,000 a month in the continent of North America, which is really, really bad. But I didn't care. If you don't already know the story, fastest growing team, got to multi-millions a month, you know, became a multiple six-figure a month earner there in that company. Just destroyed everything. Top recruiter, top in sales, bang, 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 bang. I didn't care, man. I was here to grow. It didn't affect me, what other people were doing. Same thing now, okay? Companies.
I think she's trying to be dynamic and interesting with her speech, and I'm a little monotone. I get that. Man, my filler words, I just hate listening, and I'm messing it up again. I think she's trying to add range and interest so that when you're listening to this without any visual, that it sounds interesting. Because in my opinion, because she doesn't use a microphone and she's recording in a space that doesn't have soundproofing, it is additionally hard to listen to because she's hitting these ranges that are going outside of the best, like the most comfortable, what her mic on her iPad or her mic on her iPhone is able to input and record. And you're getting these, like, she's hitting the top of my ranges on my sound stuff that I have available to me, and I can only accommodate it so far, because if she's hitting the yellow and the red, I can't turn it down because then you can't hear her. So it's just, I think it's because she's having to do a lot more that she would be able to achieve if she did use a microphone to record her podcast. And that's my perspective that you didn't ask for, but I think that's why she's trying to do it. I think she's trying to do something interesting.
Now in their third year, growing like monsters. It's good things are good, okay? My point being, so many
Thanks,
of you
Avery.
don't start stuff because you think the timing's not right. You think, oh, someone's already done it. Somebody's already got a podcast.
Oh,
Somebody's
sorry.
already doing Facebook Live. Somebody's...
Sorry, Charlene. Yeah, I'm just go live a lot apparently. But yeah, I'm just trying to do at least Jessie Lee stuff one consistent day a week. So like Sundays, kind of a chill, listen to her podcast and hang out with you guys. So
already out there on the radio, on TV, doing events, doing meetings, doing whatever. Someone in my town already sells that product. I could never... Guys, think about health and wellness stores. Right? Let's get out of this direct sales network marketing thing for a second here. What if, your favorite protein powder never made it because there were 60,000 other protein powders out there, right? It doesn't matter. If you're good, you're good. You can grow if you're good. If you have skills, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant, okay? It's irrelevant. If you're coaching yourself, if you're learning, if you're staying a student, if you've got mentorship, if you're constantly staying hungry, if you're goal-oriented, if you're putting yourself out there, it's irrelevant what anyone else is doing. You can always win. It's never too late, guys. It's never, 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 never too late. Like, I mean, I actually wrote some names down. I don't usually do notes for the podcast. I just kind of riff with you guys. Hopefully you enjoy it.
I would love some notes. I would love an outline. I think that would really, again, I think she has the potential to be really dynamic and really potentially interesting to listen to. I think she has the range to do it. I think that she has a lot of energy. I think that if she was willing to go through some training, write down an outline, really sit down and maybe not produce as many podcasts, but actually, and again, coming from me, and I live stream all the time without really a plan, I get that. How impactful is this perspective going to be regarding Jessie Lee Ward? Probably not. And I can't imagine that she loves having people talk negatively about her a lot. And if it drives business to her, great. I think that it would benefit her to have an outline. I really do. I mean, the really good creators here on YouTube, Chelsea, Isabella, JJ, Aaron, Savannah. There's so many. I'm just talking kind of like about the bigger ones where they kind of have an idea in a process that they go through. And I know Chelsea has done outlines before too. So I think it really helps hone in your ideas, and really you can flesh out some ideas that would make it more dynamic. I mean, this podcast, we have 3 minutes left, and I don't really feel like she's talked about anything meaningful yet, other than she's said that she's an incredible recruiter. She can recruit and sell in any situation, regardless of how saturated the market is, because she has that much skill. That's all I've gotten so far.
But I got some names. J.K. Rowling put out the first book of Harry Potter when she was 32 years old. Half of you listening to this might not even be 32 yet. Yep. I don't know. Henry Ford, Ford Motors, 40 years old before he launched Ford Motors. Yeah, Gordon Rowler, 51 years old is when Starbucks happened. 62 years old, Colonel Sanders put out Kentucky Fried Chicken, y'all. Okay, so for those of you who think you're too old, I'm sorry. I am really sorry to tell you, but 40 is literally the new 15. Okay, 40 is literally the new 15.
I understand what she's saying. I understand the concept of it. Does it really apply in multi-level marketing? I don't know, especially when our people who are independent contractors, they join a team, are they getting the training to find the leads, to find the people who have not experienced that product yet and would be interested in buying it? I don't know if they're actually getting the training, because I've seen multiple situations where the Zoom calls, they're training them how to mass reach out, and hoping out of the 200, 400 people in the reach out, they're getting 10 or 20 people that are responding, and maybe they're getting 10 that are saying yes. Is that the most effective way to market? I don't know. And again, she has a very large social presence. So her saying that she can win in any situation, and I know she's doing a lot of work behind the scenes too, I don't know if that applies to everyone as a general rule to say it's never too late to be successful in network marketing. Maybe she's trying to speak to the broader idea that you can do something incredible at any age. And she's just not saying it well, but she does seem to come back to the multi-level marketing idea in all of her podcasts. I think that she's using this as a tool to sort of warm up a market for funnel purposes, to get people to reach out and say, hey, I want to do business with you too.
Frankly, I feel like I'm shocked at how many lazy 60-year-olds plus I see out there. It blows my mind, okay? Because it's not too late. It's not too late to, like I did a few months ago now, or a month ago, or whatever it is, start a podcast. You know what? I know there's literally hundreds of thousands of podcasts out there. I know there's a lot that are currently rated higher than mine. I know people have podcasts with some of the best business minds on the planet I would love to interview. You know what I mean? I know that, but is it too late to start my own? No, it's a NERP for me. Okay. Is it too late for me to get on Facebook Live? I was not in the first round of Facebook Live. I'll have you guys know that. I think I probably have the most popular Facebook Lives on all of Facebook for somebody who's never paid for sponsored ads and any of that diddly do. Okay. And that's not a celebrity. I guarantee I do, actually. Okay. I wasn't even in the first round of that. I had to wait like 2 months until I could go live on Facebook. What if I, Jessie Lee Ward, never hit go live? Because I thought, oh, too many people have already done it. Like, oh, no, everyone's capitalized on it. Oh, all my ideas are taken. Come on.
I don't think that's the same idea. I don't think it's the same idea. You're comparing a tool on a platform to being too late to get started in something. It's not exactly a comparison that is an accurate comparison. Sure, you can compare anything you want. Doesn't mean that you can actually compare them for their similarities. No, it doesn't. I don't think this is the same idea, and I think that it's missing the mark in terms of being accurate. And if you don't care about accuracy, I get it. I do care about accuracy, and I say that under the umbrella of I'm not perfect. I get it.
Come on, guys, stop it. It's not too late to start your business. There is no such thing as the market is too saturated. All right, no. 8 billion people on planet Earth, and you think just my next door neighbors could sell the same product as me, I'm still going to outperform them. They could be my direct.
You didn't miss too much, Lynn. This is just our first podcast, and it's literally 9 minutes long. We're going to do another podcast after this because these are the shortest podcasts I've ever heard before. That doesn't mean there's not other shorter podcasts out there, but these are quite short. The SparkNotes version of this is Jessie Lee Ward can win in any situation regardless of market saturation, and supposedly you can too.
Competition, and you're still not going to touch me because I'm hungrier than you. I'm starving. I'm straight up emaciated over here. I'm a win. Okay, so pull up a seat and watch. All right, you won't even need binoculars. The future's so clear for me. Okay. All right, here's the fact of the matter, though, guys. I want to keep this short and sweet. You do have value. There is something that you need to start sharing with the world. Your story matters. Your skill set matters. I don't care if your best skill set is how to organize a house. Because let me take you to school really fast. I don't know how to organize a house. I wish you would teach me, but you're too scared. You're like a little gerbil who sticks his head back in a hole or whatever, okay? Get yourself out there. You do have value. Forget about other people. The competition is you. You are your only competition. So you've got to put yourself out there. You've got to be the best version of yourself. You've got to show up all the time for yourself. Make yourself proud because it's not too late. Your current status is not your future. It is not your destiny. You get to choose your destiny, and I hope you understand that. If you got value from this podcast, all I ask you to do is share it with a friend. Go ahead, screenshot it, review it. I'll always be doing the fans of the podcast, but I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope you understand it is not too late for you to step into your greatness. My name is Jessie Lee. You can call me Boss Lee or the People's Mentor. I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope this fired you up, and I hope you go and change your life. Have an awesome rest of your day.
Paging Jessie Lee Ward. This is a formal request to use an outline for your podcast. What? Dude. Here's... just ignore. I know, I'm a messy. It's okay. Well, it seemed like we suddenly turned and shifted at the very end of that. That didn't round up the ideas. Should it matter if a podcast is dynamic? In general, anyone can make a podcast. I get that. I understand the concept that everyone's different, everyone has different tastes. Paying people to review a podcast or incentivizing them to review the podcast when it is a podcast like this, where there seems to be little effort put into the production, it seems like you're asking for a lot when there's not a lot of payout. And maybe, I say payout, I meant quality of content. Maybe she got better. Maybe she gets better on episode 500, or she has a lot of episodes. So maybe she does get better. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's see how many episodes she has. Dang it. Let's go back. Let's just see how many episodes she has, and we can let you see. Where's Dominic? Okay. 541 episodes. And that's why we're doing two a week now, because we will never catch up. We will never catch up. Should be titled How to Waste People's Time in 10 Minutes or Less. I get more out of this live chat. Yeah, I mean, we're having fun. And I know it's probably not fun. I hope Jessie Lee Ward, she hates my guts. Like, don't listen to this. I get that. Hi, Janet. Hope you're doing well. Long time no see. Yeah. It's good she keeps them short so we can work our business. Yeah, exactly. Those are like the voice notes she makes for herself. Yeah, I don't know. I guess like I hope that if you're creating something or producing something, and again, take it with a grain of salt. I have a lot of technical issues trying to live stream. I get that. I thought that if you're paying people to try to push your podcast, that you would maybe put more effort into the outline. Like if you have the opportunity to record and edit and produce, because this is her live streams, or her podcasts aren't live. She gets to record them. She gets to edit the audio if she ever did. And she could add an outro and an intro. And she could pay someone to make those for her. And she could put something together where it would say, wow, I got a lot of value. The 9 minutes we just spent listening to this were valuable. Could she have a better podcast if instead of producing 500 episodes, plus if she said, I'm going to take a couple days and I'm going to do 200 instead of 500, maybe we have 200 at this point, and they're a lot better. They're a lot longer. They have more training. They have more logical trains of thought in them. And again, she said in this podcast that she likes the what was it called? Like shooting the breeze or whatever it was. That probably wasn't the right term. I forgot it already. So I don't know. 7, 8, 9, 10. Buckle up. 14 minutes. Here we go. This one's 15 minutes. She's too busy working on her MLM to work more on her podcast. Oh, DeeCee, you said that man's name in a very Here's Johnny voice. I couldn't help it. Sorry. Just came out. Hey, would any of y'all be willing to potentially be mods or something? Hi, Emion. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Crystal. I missed saying hello to you too. Would any of y'all be willing to be a mod or something in case like something goes down in the chat until all this blows over? I don't want to make y'all work for it, but I'm just, if something happens, can I make one of y'all a mod? I think we're okay for right now, though.
Hello, everybody. What's going on? It's Jessie Lee. You can also call me #BossLee or the People's Mentor. Thanks for your patience while I clearly had no voice for almost 3 weeks.
Okay, thanks,
I've
Avery.
been on the road. I think I've been in 7 cities in 3 weeks, and I finally got my voice back and wanted to do a podcast for y'all. So, pardon the cracking. What can I say?
I think we're okay for right now, but if something happens, I just want to be able to boot people from the chat. I have it up on my screen too, but I don't want to put any burden on you guys. Just if I can't do it myself, I was hoping like someone else would be willing to do that. Yeah, sorry. And again, I didn't change the audio from the last one to this one, and it was so much louder. And even though I'm learning a lot about audio, it does seem like it's obviously an art. It's one that's been hard for me to figure out. I'm still not good at it. But again, if you are this top performer in your multi-level marketing company, you have access to the finances to produce something incredible. Why wouldn't you put a little bit of money, like have someone create your outro and intro and have someone edit your audio so that it's consistent? Because let's say that you're listening to this, you go, okay, that one was only 9 minutes, we're going to listen to the next one, and your eardrums get blasted. Does it matter? Probably not. But it just is like it's like a user experience issue of, do you care about making this enjoyable for the person who's listening or who's watching? Maybe she does, and maybe it doesn't necessarily matter because this is just a type of promotional tool, recruiting tool. Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't know her personally. I've just watched her content for many, many years.
Good to be back. So with that said, I just want to thank you guys for all the support, the love. I love when I see you guys screenshot the podcast, post it to friends. Obviously, I don't charge anything for this. So if you do get value from it, all I ask you to do is share with some friends. And
love it, Lynn.
I love the reviews. So we currently have 153 5-star reviews on iTunes. And I would like to do the fan of the week. So if you want a chance of being fan of the week, all you need to do is write a review, rate it, and
okay, bye, Janet.
Maybe you'll be the fan of the week. So, today's fan of the week is Scott Fierce. He says, talk about driven. If you need fired up, something a little edgy and real, this is the podcast for you. Boss Lee has been on my radar for about a year now, and all I have gotten from her is stellar leadership and tips that speak to my personality. If you're a little loud, proud, and ready to run, this is for you. Thank you, Jessie Lee. Well, thank you, Scott Fierce. You rock my world. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the review. And if you want your shot of being fan of the week, make sure you rate and review and share with a friend. So today we're going to talk about doing hard things, sacrificing, leaving a legacy. And this was really, I was motivated to do this because I actually came home from a 3-week run just last night. And when I got home, on my right-hand side was a giant stack of mail. Well, it's on my right-hand side now. And at the very bottom of it, so the last piece of mail was this huge stack of paper. And I opened it up, and it's from the law offices of so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so. And I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy. Well, I'm not getting sued again. It's actually my Nana's estate. And I was really upset about it. I got really, really upset when I opened up the mail and I saw that a woman's life and legacy, which, you know, obviously.
Here's a new idea. How about pranking with that instead of the James Brown song? Yeah. Imagine you're in an empty house. It's quiet, but something is wrong. You walk through the house, opening doors, and you reach the last door and slowly open it. Say, hello, everybody. That's how I felt, Sky. I turned around and I have headphones on and I jumped. Yeah, I have my earphones in and I was like, ah! I'm trying to fix the chat width, so hold on. I'm going to press play. I'm just trying to I don't know how to fix this exactly. I was trying to make the words appear more. Let's try going up then. Nope, that's too wide. I don't know what let's see. 650. This is one of the issues of doing this. We have too many controls and I don't know what I'm doing.
Somebody who saved my life more than anybody, changed my whole world more than anybody, is, you know, reduced and diminished to just a big chunk of money and about 45 sheets of paper. And it made me think. It made me think about all the crazy things I've been doing and all of the sacrifices that I really don't feel like doing a lot of the times, guys. But I do them anyway. And it made me think about her. And it made me think about her legacy and the impact she had. And it made me think about how I did not want to take this trip to New York City I took. Oh, my God. I don't... Oh. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you can see that... I took quite a few leaders via private jet to New York City, and we did the crazy shopping at Louis Vuitton, and we went to Louboutin, and we went to Chanel, and we saw Lion King on Broadway, and we stayed in a penthouse on at the Dominic Hotel, you know, which is a 5-diamond hotel. And I mean, we did all the things and all the restaurants and all the whatever, and I didn't want to do it. I did it because it was the right thing to do. I did it because there was a leader who called on me. I did it because it's about how you make people feel. That's what this is about, guys. This life is about how you make people feel, how you pour into people, what you give people. And do I regret going? Heck no.
Whoops.
Heck
Whoops.
no. But before I went, man, I did not want to do it. I told our Australian leader, you know, I was like, oh man, yeah. You called me out. I promised you a trip to New York if you hit that rank, and you did it. So let's go. But I'm tired, man. I haven't been sleeping, man. And I'm so glad I went, because I think about their faces when we achieved a huge accomplishment together. And I think of their faces when we were leaving Lion King together. And I think of their faces when a lot of them got their first Louis Vuitton together. And I think of their emotions and their excitement, and we're being driven around by a private, you know, driver that I had hired. And it was just the coolest thing ever. And I think about how they're going to be 100 years old telling their kids these stories. And guys, that's legacy. And you've got to do that. And I love this quote from Harold. I can't even read his last name because my handwriting's so bad. But the quote is, leadership is practiced not so much in words as in attitude and actions. And I just love that. Leadership is practiced not so much in words as in attitude and actions. And if that got cut off, I'm sorry. Somebody called me when I was recording, so I'll just say it one more time. Leadership is practiced not so much in words as in attitude and actions. And I just love that, because I didn't want to go, guys. I wanted to sleep a little bit. I wanted to take a break from this run. I wanted to come home and spend time with my dogs. I wanted to...
Okay, maybe an unpopular opinion. I don't like Louis Vuitton things. Yeah, I like the older stuff, and I like the idea of they will repair anything as long as the canvas is intact. I just like the longevity of it, but yeah, to each their own. And I don't love the idea that it is used as a status symbol within MLMs and other stuff, that, oh, if you have this, that you're better than someone else. I'm not about that at all. Yeah, they can totally be a bit basic.
Relax, which, you know, y'all know I don't really relax. But instead I thought about, how am I going to make these people feel? What are they going to remember when they're 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years old, and they look back on moments of their life where they had life-changing experiences, and it's going to be defining moments like we just spent in New York. And so I think, again, back to my Nana and her legacy and the things she probably didn't want to do. She probably didn't want to drive all the way to my mom's house when there was craziness going on in our household, you know, violence in the household, and I mean, just absolute nonsense in my childhood. She probably didn't want to get up and drive an hour and a half from her house all the way to make sure we were okay. But I remember it. I remember her doing the hard things. I remember her sacrifice. I remember her pulling me out of bed every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. to go to church, because she's like, this girl needs some leadership and love in her life. I remember these things, and they help define who I am. And so I look at my last...
I'm glad that she had someone in her life that she loved that much and who loved her a lot. And when you lose someone like that, it can be devastating. And I know that it really impacted her. I'm getting like choked up talking about it. I'm just going to keep playing because I don't want to cry on live stream.
Year, really, where there's so many examples of things that, you know, I didn't want to do. I'll just be totally honest with you guys. When I was terminated from my former company, and I knew I would have to build a business from scratch again, and I knew people weren't going to follow because the defamation...
I can understand that if you pay for something, it's worth it if it comes with that type of warranty. Yeah. I'd rather get one of those Versace rompers or a Versace belt because I love the Medusa logo and appreciate Gianni. Yeah, for sure.
And slander and libel from my former company was out of this world, and I knew it was going to have to be Jessie Lee. What was the quote I just said?
And I think like being in the commentary space and critiquing people and then knowing that it's causing purposeful interpersonal conflict with people, it's hard to resolve that. And then you really have to, you kind of really have to have a personal conversation and say, is it worth it to speak out? And I feel like I'm doing it to try to educate the public on some of the deceptive business practices, some of the discrepancies between what some of these public figures are saying and what they've said in the past. And if they're using their status, their influence to get people to sign up under them for personal profit to make commission off of, and people are making that decision based off of an inaccurate picture, I think it's important to fully inform the public. And it's not lost on me that it is hard to be whatever. I'm a small creator. I can imagine if there's lots of people making content about you, and they're making a lot of content about Jessie Lee Ward, that it's hard to, it could be hard to meet that every single day. And I hope that as I continue to create content, that I don't forget and I don't become callous to the idea that even if we don't agree with someone, regardless of how controversial or quote unquote problematic that person is, that they're still a human. And I know in my chat space, I try to have some rules, like don't be a dick, and talking about the ideas is what I want to stay and do. And I'm not perfect at that. But that's what I want to do. And even though I feel it seems like she has left a trail of maybe bad experiences in her multi-level marketing company with the people who have left her team, I don't ever want to forget the fact that she's a human and there's a shared humanity that should engender civility and respect. And that doesn't mean that she has to listen to everything I have to say. It doesn't mean that she has to like that I'm commenting on her podcast. It doesn't mean that other people who have their podcast reviewed on my channel have to feel great and hunky-dory that I'm critiquing them. It just, I want to be able to stay in the lane of critiquing their ideas and the disingenuous things being said, or uncover things that take away from the veracity of their statements, because they're using who they are to get people, again, to spend money with them. And if people are making that decision based off of an incomplete picture, I think that's a problem.
Leadership is practiced not so much in words as in attitude and actions. I knew I was going to have to bite my tongue, and I knew I was going to have to not talk badly about people, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to go out there and give my opinion of these people and of this company and of the leadership of my former company and of all of these things that... If you don't think I wanted to go on Facebook Live and scream from the rooftops the way these people actually are, you're delusional. All I wanted to do was go psychotic. All I wanted to do was be the person that they kept telling people I was. All I wanted to do was be loud and obnoxious and, irresponsible and extremely, extremely immature. And instead I thought to myself, my God, Jessie Lee, if you do that, what legacy do you leave behind? Are people really going to look at you as the leader you claim to be if you're going to go out there and not be able to build again, not be able to sell again, not be able to recruit again, not be able to lead again, not be able to love again, because all you're doing is you're trapped in, you're trapped in these thoughts, and you can't let your thoughts become things, right? And so these last 3 weeks have been amazing. I can't even lie about it. New York was icing on the cake. New York was phenomenal. New York was... God, it was awesome. We convinced our CEO to come with us. I was able to buy him this limited edition Louis Vuitton bag that he wanted. I was able to, our team was actually able to give back and buy him a second Louis Vuitton bag. I mean, it was incredible. And I just kept thinking, when I gave him this little like acceptance speech or whatever, or his whatever, I kind of like had words because I'm a little chatty. You know, I just watched his face and I watched how my words were making him feel. And I thought to myself, gosh, the words I'm giving him are because of how he's made me feel and the impact he's allowing me to have. So it was very powerful. After New York, I went to Texas. And in Texas, it was like my comeback kid moment. And it was really cool and special to me because there's another generic event that the person who runs it said, oh, you got to wait a year in order to speak on my stage again, even though he's allowed people who literally switched companies 2 days prior to being on a stage speak. So I know it's a buy.
Do you know what company do you know what big person she was talking about? Was it GoPro? It couldn't have been GoPro. I don't think. Maybe it was. Hi, Karina. I don't remember what business she was talking about. Not business. What event she was talking about. Was it GoPro? Gosh, I don't remember. I don't know why my mini feed's not updating. Someone just subscribed, but I can't see their name. Okay, press play.
Political thing, but it is what it is. And so instead of complaining about that, I just decided to have this huge comeback kid moment. I decided to have this just, gosh, I don't know, guys. I was like an energy bomb on stage in a very calculated, very organized, very methodical, very step-by-step, action-packed, business-building, comeback kid, Jessie Lee Ward, in-your-face moment. And I was able to pour into people. And the way that felt to me, oh my Lord, I just kept thinking to myself as the messages rolled in my inbox of people who said, you were the most impactful speaker there because you weren't just there to motivate us. You were there to teach us skills. You were there to give us examples of what we need to do to build our business online. You were there to show us tactical things that are going to explode my personal business.
This must have been on Eric Worre's stage. Maybe it wasn't. I don't remember super clearly, but I've been following Jessie Lee Ward since she had less than 5,000 followers on Instagram. I initially found her on Facebook and YouTube when her content wasn't super polished. Initially, back in the day, I thought that she wasn't BSing people and she was actually telling them straight up about the multi-level marketing space. And when I had joined my multi-level marketing company in Mary Kay back in 2014, I did take some of her advice. I feel like she's changed, and I know not everyone's a fan. I get that. I am critical of some of the recruiting and the business practices and how she says one thing that has directly contradicted what she said in the past. And again, can people change? Yeah, they can. But to say, oh, you don't know me, you don't remember, I've never said that. You did say that. And we've heard it on the podcast. No more pouring, please. Yeah, just stop with the pouring. We can pour our own. Man.
Therefore, changing the legacy of my family, I was like, man, this is everything. Right? And that is everything. You can leave behind so much good in this world if you would just give more to people. If you would not think, how is this going to benefit me? And I will not lie to you. It felt so good on a soulful level to be on stage in front of an enormous crowd of people who have made hundreds of millions of dollars in this profession. Hundreds of millions of dollars, people. Like, these aren't little chicken scratch, little doop-de-doos, okay? These are like bosses. These are people who, Lord have mercy, are the mentors of this whole entire industry, and they're sitting in front of me, and then afterwards coming up to me and saying, you're it, you're the torchbearer, you're the one who's gonna walk this profession to the next level. You have everything it takes, woman. And knowing that was because instead of thinking, oh, let me use all these fancy words, but not actually show people what they need to succeed, I poured into them. And you guys, I'm telling you that because you can do that. So many of you sit there and you think, I don't have anything good in me. I don't have enough skills. I don't have enough talents. I don't have enough.
If you are in the multi-level marketing space and you've recruited a team and you have promised that you are going to help give them the skill sets to sell, to market, to grow their reach on Instagram so they can find new leads and all that other good stuff, be responsible and take accountability for offering that training. In traditional business models, I know that everyone brings their kind of personal life, their personal situation to work, but it doesn't seem to be in this way where boundaries are crossed and it is so intertwined with your personal and business life where things get confusing and twisted. And it's hard to leave it seems like in a traditional business model, in a 9 to 5 or in where you're getting paid hourly or if you're on salary, and it's not necessarily a multi-level marketing situation, there's not so much pending on your belief in yourself, because you come into a job and they say, this is what we're paying you for, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. To continue to work here, you need to fulfill these roles, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And you already know how to do A, B, C, D, E, and we're going to train you how to do F and G. And then they teach you how to do F and G. So you're learning a skill. You were taught what you needed to know to do your job. It was based on an agreement that you signed with them, and then you do your job. And then when you leave, they are not harassing you to be on a Zoom call. They're not, I say harassing loosely. You're not having to clock in to all these crazy, there's all this amount of time that you're not getting paid for to really hyper focus on your personal development and your belief and all this other stuff. It's very clear and simple in a traditional business model what you need to do and what you need to do to get paid. And it seems like there's a difference in multi-level marketing. And if you disagree with me, that's fine. This is my channel. It's just my perspective. As long as you remain civil and respectful in the comments, I'd love to have a discussion. Sounds like kind of a mastermind. Maybe it was the 10X conference she was talking about. Grant Cardone has a 10X conference that he does. And I don't remember if it was him or if it was Eric Worre who wouldn't let her speak on the stage unless she had been out for a year. I don't remember. Maybe Aaron remembers. Oh yeah, I remember that, Karina. It was equally cringy, but I can't remember what was said. No more pouring, or what was that other chick saying on my live with Tanya? I don't remember.
Anything in me. Are you kidding me? You have everything it takes. It's so much about leaving behind the good for people, leading with examples, showing people examples of how they can do better and they can be more, and then spoiling people, not being stingy with your goodness. People think, oh, if I tell people what to do, there's not going to be enough for me. My God, is that poverty mindset or what? I'm all about abundance, and I look, like I said, to the right-hand side right now, and I look at, I'm so happy my Nana had the abundance, to have this estate. That's great. I don't want the money. If I could take all this money of this estate and bring that amazing human being back who changed the trajectory of my life, I've had so many Phoenix moments of my life, but my childhood, you guys know, is absolutely a Phoenix moment. And if it hadn't been for her and her willingness to leave the legacy of herself in me, I would not be who I am today. I would take all of this. I would take the brand new Porsche that's sitting in my driveway. I'd trade it in. I'd give away the Range Rover. I'd give away the house. I'd give away the Gucci, Versace, Louis Vuitton, all the crap. I don't care about any of it if I could just bring back somebody who left such a legacy on me, who did the hard things, who sacrificed, who actually practiced leadership instead of just talking about it. And if you would do this and you would just take all of the goodness and skills and versatility and all of the amazingness that is just in you, and you would let it pour out into the world, my God, the impact you could have on the world. And guys, so it is so much.
When I listen to her talk, and again, I don't know her personally, I hear a lot of like the passion of missing someone. Who really like loved her. And I've lost people like that. And I think she was trying to drive the point home about the legacy that those type of people can leave, but I think on a more simple level, sorry, I'm like not meaning to get upset. I'm just gonna play it. I can't talk anymore.
Hard things. Do the stuff you don't want to do. Pick up the phone when you don't feel like it. Message the person who drives you crazy. Put yourself second sometimes when you know darn well you want to put yourself first. Do the things that are hard to get the things that you know will change your life. You know will change other people's life. You know that at the end of the day, you know what, guys? Who's going to show up at your funeral? Like, I think about that sometimes. I'm like, I've been to funerals where there's 20 people, and I'm like, good God, you only impacted that many people? I went to an Instagram famous, I'm on a tangent. Well, y'all love it, don't you? I hope you do. All right. I went to a funeral last year of somebody who has over 1 million Instagram followers, okay? He was a famous bodybuilder, and, you know, oh, he's amazing, and oh, you're so amazing. I'm not going to say his name because that's a little rude. And I went to this funeral, and guys, there might have been 100 people at it. And I think I wrote a Facebook status about it. I'm sure I did. But now I'm actually talking about it, and it just shocked me. It shocked me that with all these followers and all this quote-unquote influence and all of these sales and all the money and all of the whatever, he didn't leave an impact. He didn't leave a legacy. Like, who was he as an actual person? He only touched 100 people's lives?
You're the best guy, and Lynn and Karina. I don't, you know, in one breath I'm getting emotional because I can hear how much she misses her grandma, and the next I'm mad because she's shaming people for the amount of people who would be at their funeral. People's personal life, their ability to make connections, it's really hard. And you're weighing how much value someone has based on how many people show up to their funeral. Come on, like, let's be mature. I can't believe she just said that. And I was just so, like, all right, again, I can hear how much she misses her grandma. And then in the same breath, I'm upset that has this perspective.
And so things like that make me kind of sit back for a second and go, man, you better put some good in this world. You better pour into people. You better be more than just shoes and cars and money and diamonds and fancy stuff. You better have some substance. And so if I can impress anything upon you, it's focus more on that legacy. Focus more on your leadership being your attitude, how you carry yourself, how you motivate others, the actions you put yourself through every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Because, guys, I don't feel like following up today. I don't feel like reaching out to the team. I don't feel like going live. I don't feel like doing this podcast. I don't feel like doing much of anything. I'm exhausted. I have not slept more than 4 hours a night in 3 weeks. But it matters because the legacy that I can impress upon generations and generations and generations of people just like you can is worth so much more. And so if you got value from this, all I ask you to do is screenshot it, share it with a friend, put it on your Instagram, put it on your Facebook, tag somebody in it, rate and review this podcast, get it out to somebody, because I'm telling you, you have everything inside of you that it takes to change the world. My name is Jessie Lee. You can call me #BossLee. You can call me the People's Mentor. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You've changed my world. I hope that I've been able to change yours. Have an amazing rest of your day, morning, evening, whatever it is. I love podcasting because it can be whenever you don't want it to be. Have an awesome night, guys.
What? No, sleep is very important. You can't function on little to no sleep. Don't shame people for sleeping. WTF. Trash the dead much. Yeah, I just don't. Your personal life is it's complicated. I don't know why she included that in her message, and I don't know the resolution of why she ended her podcast like that. I think editing in an outline would really would improve her podcast. I think a microphone would improve her podcast. You could even get a lavalier mic and plug it straight into your iPad. I don't know. I think the content itself is meaningful, and I think that is what I hope improves as we continue to listen to this. Because, dang, yeah, I don't really. What do y'all think of that? I keep hoping that they get better to listen to the more we listen to it, but the more that I listen to it, it just seems to contradict what she has said currently more and more. And that is inside the context that I understand people can change and grow. She for sure says we have the same 24 hours. No, ma'am, we don't. And having a vastly larger income, not having some of the constraints regarding family, it gives her a lot bigger shovel in terms of what she can do to move her business forward. In my opinion. I mean, she makes an incredible living off of the commission of the people in her downline and off of the wealth that she has built with the traditional businesses that she's bought and the investments that she's made. And we've heard that from her own mouth on her lives, and hopefully in the podcast we'll hear it. But I've heard it on lives where she was on this mastermind call where some people from her former company were there, and she said, why are only the men speaking about investing? I invest. I'm very successful at it. And so at the end, Eric Worre said, does anyone else have anything left to say? And she did. And so it seemed like she brought up how much she makes investing, how much she's made with traditional businesses, what her portfolio looks like, how much she does in crypto, all this other stuff, for the purpose of having a gotcha moment with the people who had a negative interaction with her in her former multi-level marketing company. So, I don't know. I do know. If you see this and it really solidifies the fact that you love Jessie Lee, great. She says that the haters only help her. And that's wonderful. I think that a balanced perspective, or at least telling the truth to your audience, is important. And acknowledging the changes that you've decided to make instead of gaslighting people and saying, no, you just didn't understand me correctly. You didn't listen to me. You haven't been following me. I think that type of positioning takes away from you as a public figure. And I think the deceptive recruiting practices, the deceptive business practices, not following the guidelines that you agreed to when you signed the contract with Prove It is important. What do I mean? Not putting disclosures on before and afters. Not putting income disclosure statements when you're talking about how much you have to pay in taxes. Not, and again, your team follows your example. And is your example putting consumers in a precarious position and exploiting them? I think so. I think the larger MLM top pyramid performers are setting a bad example. I think that the example they're setting is putting consumers at risk. And because there's so many independent contractors, the companies themselves cannot keep them in check at scale. And so the more people that are recruited, the more people that are getting put in these, not financially great positions. And yeah, so I don't know. I try to pinpoint what value there is in her podcast. I can't. I heard it somewhere else from someone more palatable. Yeah, I don't know. I like listening to true crime podcasts. I kind of got sick of the self-help stuff when I was in multi-level marketing. It's very hard for me to listen to any of it anymore. It feels like I'm being pushed and unduly influenced, and I don't have the bandwidth to listen to those type of podcasts. And if y'all have good ones, leave them in the comments. But I don't know. It's just hard to listen. I like more textbook type stuff right now because it kind of feels unsafe after my experience in multi-level marketing. And that might seem like a dramatic position, but that's what it is right now. Well, that is the end of another podcast review of The People's Mentor. I'm DeeCee. I'm an MLM dropout, and while we talk about polarizing figures, topics, stances, and unethical business practices, I hope that we can continue to keep the live chat and the comment section a place free from disparaging remarks, bullying, or hate. We stick to addressing ideas and problematic and deceptive business practices, and I love getting to interact with you guys in the live chat and replay crew. Love getting to talk to you in the comments. If there is name calling or anything like that in the comments, I'm just going to have to delete them. I've had to delete a couple recently, and while I want you to feel like you have an ability to express yourself, I do have some rules about that in my comments in my live chat, and I don't want to make you guys feel bad or anything like that. I just want to make this place somewhat safe, even though we are having sometimes difficult conversations. And just wanted to reiterate that y'all are the best. I have so much fun interacting with you guys in the live chat, and I really love the interaction that gets to happen on the live streams. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to go ahead and play the outro, and I will see you next time. Hope you have a great rest of your day or evening whenever you're watching this. Bye.